Back again, Jeff the Mellows.
Subscribe to Jeff the Mellows on YouTube.
Over Discord. Doesn't sound any different, but it's Discord. Today, though, we're doing another movie tier list. This is Dreamworks movies.
Oh yeah!
Now, Dreamworks has made a lot more movies, many of whom I haven't seen yet. I've seen many of them, but not them all. Especially some of the earlier ones.
I've seen them all either.
Especially some of the earlier ones, so we might just have to throw them in the F tier just because we haven't seen them. But they're all here, up to 2020, obviously, in chronological order. So, let's get started. Let's do it.
Dude, do you have Over the Hedge on there?
Over the Hedge is on here. We'll get to Over the Hedge later.
Great movie.
But first, we're starting out with a movie called Ants, and never heard of this movie.
I have seen it several years ago. It's just a ripoff of Bug's Life. F tier. S tier. Not S tier. F or E tier.
Probably E. I'll do E. Alright, moving on. What is this one? Prince of Egypt. I think that's what it's called. It says Prince.
Okay, so a lot of people have a really high opinion of that movie. I've never seen it personally, but judging by their high opinions, it must be. You'd have to put it at, I think, F tier, just what we haven't seen.
Well, if we haven't seen it, it's going to go F automatically.
Right, because we can't rate what we haven't seen.
Alright, I've never seen this movie, but a very popular meme format has been made out of it. It's called El Dorado.
El Dorado is a good movie. I have seen it. It's really funny. It's got some funny, like, weird...
It's got a great meme format going for it right now.
I would put El Dorado at maybe a C, though.
Alrighty, put it in C tier.
God, early Pixar movies. What a weird fucking thing.
What's this one? Chicken Run. Heard of this one, never seen it, but I've heard of it.
Hold on. Give me a minute. I need to look it up. I think I've seen it, but I can't remember. Is it the claymation one?
It's like claymation. Yeah.
Oh my fucking god. They used to show this shit on... Wait, there's no way. This is Dreamworks?
This was Dreamworks.
Holy shit. This movie is so fucking old. They used to show this shit on Cartoon Network all the time. Pretty good movie. Also C tier for me. It had, like... I'm sure it was a ripoff of bad or bad, but I know there were ripoffs of it as well, so... Yeah, C tier, good movie. I have really bad memories of it because I think it used to terrify me. So yeah.
I remember seeing a lot of trailers. For the next movie we're talking about. Actually, not for the next movie, for different movies, but the next one I think deserves no introduction or explanation. Shrek 1.
Great movie. Not as good as the second one.
Well, it's still going to go S tier.
Definitely. It had a lot of really funny moments.
Oh, yeah.
At the camp that I worked at, summer camp that I worked at, Boy Scout summer camp, actually, we did EcoCon Live, which was like a fucking outdoor event where we just have a bunch of like nature mini games and like prizes and stuff. And one of the things, I just decided to put Shrek VHS into a fucking TV and put it on. And that, there were a lot of people just sitting around watching Shrek.
I've watched it more recently. It's a great movie.
It's a good one.
What's this next one? Spirit.
Spirit, that's the horse movie.
Yep, it has a horse in it. Never seen it.
Now, I have seen it, but probably when I was like 8. So I couldn't tell you that much about it. I do kind of remember it just being a ripoff of freaking Brother Bear, which is an incredible movie, by the way. And also it's a horse movie, and horse movies are usually pretty shit, so E tier.
E, yeah. Alright, what's this one?
We're probably gonna fucking piss off so many people.
Sinbad? Sinbad. Never heard of it.
Hold on. I might have...
After this, though, we're hitting a stretch of movies that I actually know.
Is it
So
Sinbad, The Legend of the Seven Seas, 2003?
yeah.
This looks pretty good. I've never seen it. So it's gonna have to left here, but that might actually be pretty good. Oh shit, no, it's got a 45% on Rotten Tomatoes. It's probably not good.
Have you seen it though?
It's got Brad Pitt. No, I've not seen it. So
Well, then it's going F, automatically F.
Yeah.
Now we're hitting a stretch of ones that I actually know. First one up is Shrek 2.
Absolutely incredible. Top-notch S-tier movie.
Yeah, definitely.
The soundtrack
for sure.
of that movie, the music in it is absolutely incredible.
Oh,
the
for
story
sure.
is absolutely incredible. I love that movie.
All right,
I have
yep,
so
for
many
sure.
fond memories of it.
Yep.
I Need a Hero bit at the end. That is one of my favorite movie things of all time ever.
Oh, for sure.
So good.
And then the next one up is Shark Tale. I have watched this many times, but it has been a really long time since I've seen it. At least in full length.
We reviewed Shark Tale on a podcast. It was the one about YouTube. Go check it out on my YouTube channel or Tyler's. Shark Tale. Okay. So I have very fond memories of it, but it's an awful movie. It is definitely an E-tier movie.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it is awful. I rewatched it recently. One of the worst movies I have ever seen in my entire life.
I have fond memories from it. I haven't seen it in a really long time, but...
I have fond memories from it, so maybe D tier then. But oh my god, is it a bad movie?
I'll put it in D. I don't think it deserves an E tier ranking. Alright, Madagascar is an iffy one. Has a really strong first half. Yeah, first one. Has a really strong first half. An alright second half.
I think it... I don't know, this is hard too. It's not an S tier, that's for sure.
I say A.
What do you say?
I said A.
I think that seems fair for now. We might want to move it down later, but I think that's fair for now.
I have a lot of nostalgic memories from Madagascar. Because it's Madagascar. Gives me a very good... It gives me what you were talking about on the podcast yesterday, a nostalgia high. The first half of Madagascar is pretty much just a one giant nostalgia high for me. The second half, not so much. I've desensitized from the second half. I always think it's a different movie, but I've come to terms.
Like a different movie. It's in a completely different fucking setting.
Right. What's the next one? Oh, Wallace and Gromit: The Curse of the Were-Rabbit is next.
Okay, I've never seen a single Wallace. Well, no, I have, but I can't remember any of them. I know that Gromit, or Wallace, whatever the fucking human is, he's the were-rabbit, and he's just fucking obsessed with cheese. That's his character, and the dog is just fucking Garfield, but he can't speak.
Yeah, I saw this movie once. It's been a really long time. I've seen it once, though.
I watched that movie in 7th grade. Because I was in an art class, and we were doing claymation at one point.
Dang.
I'm gonna put it in D tier.
Alrighty. Alright.
It's not the worst, but it's also not great.
Alright, now we're moving on to Over the Hedge. And it's been a really long...
S tier.
It's been a super long time since I've seen it, but I have a lot of fond memories of it.
The voice acting in that movie is, again, some of the best voice acting I have ever seen in my entire life.
It's the first Shrek movie,
incredible.
It's the first Shrek movie to be in... First movie not from Shrek to be an S tier.
I want to talk more.
Okay, keep going.
Over the Hedge is super, super underrated. If you think of it, it's a bad movie. Going back and watching it with your older self, like your older views and values, it's a really good movie. And RJ is a really good character, but the fucking Al from Al's Toy Barn, the fucking exterminator guy, is so fucking hilarious.
Yeah, I have to go back and rewatch this one because it's been a really long time since I've seen it. But I know it gets a lot of good reception nowadays, so I'll have to go check it out. So next up, what is this one? What is that? Flu herd men. What?
What is it called?
Hold on, I'm enlarging the picture. Flushed Away.
Oh my God, Flushed Away. I was talking about that today. It's the "Here's a little song I wrote, be happy." That's that. Every time I hear that song, I think of Flushed Away.
Oh, is it like the?
I don't think it's an S tier. I think it's an A tier.
All right, A. We'll go A.
It's a really, really good movie, and it has some really funny bits. Again, the villain is incredible in that movie. I don't know why, but like, it just really makes me laugh. It's definitely one of the better ones, and I have very fond memories of it. My mom absolutely hates that movie because of how much we used to watch it.
I've never seen it. I haven't seen a lot of the Dreamworks ones as a kid. Oh my God.
Give it a watch, Tyler. It's a good one.
Maybe. Should we give this next one an E right away? Or no?
What is it?
It's Shrek the Third.
Yeah. What is an E? It's terrible.
Garbage.
Moving on. We don't really need to explain why that one's terrible. It's pretty obvious.
But now to another one, the B movie. My God, did this one get...
Oh my God. Okay, so kind of like Shark Tale, this movie is absolutely awful. But because of the memes surrounding it, and like the whole like is the movie,
the memes.
It has to be A tier.
It has to be, because the memes, man, it had such a strong cult meme following in its prime.
I know. It was so funny.
It was hilarious.
It became a thing right around the time when We Are Number One was a thing. And like, oh my God, the memes were incredible.
The memes were legendary.
So much more enjoyable, but like the whole plot of the movie is awful. Like the movie itself is really bad. Jerry Seinfeld, never been a big fan of that guy. Never found him really that funny, and the show Seinfeld, never been a big fan of that either. So,
well, you're gonna piss off a lot of people by saying that.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure we're gonna piss off a lot of people anyway, just by doing this.
All right, moving on to another one that gives me a big nostalgia high. Kung Fu Panda.
That's a good movie.
I'm probably gonna give it A.
I would give it S.
See, I was gonna do that, but then I was worried that you were gonna criticize.
No,
we're gonna give it S.
Sure.
We're giving it S.
Movie, I have some really good memories.
Oh my gosh, I have so many good
Black
memories
in
from
that
it.
movie is absolutely incredible. Like usually when I see him do a movie, it's like a straight full-on comedy. Like Poe is actually sad in that movie at some point, and it makes me really happy to see Jack Black doing something other than crazy guy who isn't supposed to be there but is. It's kind of the reason why I like The Clock in the Wall or whatever that movie was called. But that's a completely different story. Kung Fu Panda though, Oogway theme. Oh, the Oogway
Oh my God.
theme. It's right up there with the Up, the Up theme and the Inside Out theme for me. Like, oh God, it really brings the emotions thinking about that.
It gives me a nice nostalgia high, especially the final battle with Tai Lung and Poe.
Oh, the whooshie finger hold.
The whooshie finger hold. Skadoosh. Skadoosh. Oh, I used to say skadoosh all the time after I saw that movie. It was great.
I've watched it so many times too.
All right, moving on. We're keeping the good stretch going here. We're getting a lot of good ones. Madagascar 2.
Way better than the first one.
I think
way
so.
Better than the first one.
I think so. I mean, I didn't like the beginning. The very beginning, not great. But after that, it was really good. What it did do is it focused on the backstory, kind of. And I thought that was pretty cool. Going to Africa though and stuff and reconnecting with that, I think they connected that really well. Moto Moto.
Yeah, Moto Moto. Oh my God.
So do you think it's an S tier movie or an A tier?
A reason for the giraffe to be jealous. Have a fucking voodoo god. Sex. Okay, though. Your fucking movie that was. Yeah, holy shit, was it good.
Should it be S or A?
S tier for sure.
Okay.
It's definitely better than the first one, but we put it A, and I think that it deserved S tier because looking back on it, the villain was incredible, man. Oh, some of the best royalty overflow bros I've ever seen in my
Was the
entire
villain?
life.
The villain was the The villain was the other lion
Like,
guy.
he was, what's the main character even fucking called?
Alex.
Alex. Yeah. Alex's uncle was who that is, and, he's a fucking great villain. So, I 100% agree with you about the beginning. It's one of the reasons why I didn't like the first movie. It's because they literally just did that so they could change the scene. It's the reason why, and we'll get to this later, the third one is so bad.
We'll get to the third one. I have an opinion on that one. We'll get to the third one, but let's get to one that I thought came out a lot earlier than it did. It came out in 2009. I swear to God, this was an early 2000s movie right there with Shrek and whatever else. This is Monsters vs. Aliens.
Okay, terrible movie.
Monsters. I remember seeing this trailer so much that I just basically know the movie now.
C tier. Had some funny bits. Wasn't a great movie though.
D or B?
8.
8.
I said C.
Oh. Alright.
My audio that bad?
Yeah, it cuts out sometimes, but it's not too bad.
Christ.
Dragon, how to tame the dragon movie.
How to Train Your Dragon, you dumbass.
I'm exhausted. Continue.
Good movie.
It is a good movie. I like the movie. But does it deserve A? I mean, does it deserve S?
Yes, it deserves A, but I don't think it deserves S.
I'll give it
I think
A.
we should put it at... I think that the second one and the third one are better than the first one, but I don't even know if they deserve S tier.
I don't think any of the How to Tame Your Dragon movies deserve S.
Film score was incredible, though.
Oh yeah.
I'll say that.
All right, the last of the Shrek, Forever After.
Okay, so the only scene that I've ever seen for this movie is the fucking "Give the roar" scene. That's all I've ever seen.
This movie's pretty irrelevant, I think. I don't think, after the travesty that was Shrek the Third, I don't think this one was... They needed to bring this one in, but they didn't need it to bring it in at the same time. Like, they could have just...
What I know is that it was just fucking about time travel or something like that.
It was really... I think it was just...
Fucking short midget guy with red hair.
It was just really out of place.
Farquaad and fucking becomes a time traveler, I guess.
Just really out of place, I'd say. And I'm going to put it in D tier for that reason.
Yeah.
Alright, we're on to your favorite. Megamind. And I already know what tier you want this to go in, so I'll already stick it up there.
It is an S tier movie for sure. It is the most underrated movie I have ever seen in my entire life. It's absolutely incredible. If you have not seen this movie, Tyler, go watch it.
I know. Megamind's on top
and
of...
its counterpart that everybody seems to love. It's so much better than Despicable Me. The story is completely different. I'm not a big fan of Will Ferrell either, and that's probably going to tick some people off as well. Holy shit, I'm a fucking monster. But fucking Megamind, Will Ferrell, absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible.
I know, I have to really get around to watching this one. It's on the top of my must-see ones.
It is so fucking funny.
Alright. Kung Fu Panda 2 is up next.
Not as good as the first one, but not a bad movie.
I'll say A.
Yeah, seems legit.
I never saw... Did I see this one in theaters? I think I did. I think the Kung Fu Panda trilogy has their own unique dynamic to it that makes them one of the best trilogies ever, I'd say. When it comes to movies.
I feel the same about How to Train Your Dragon. Like, it's got some good, weird, non-Dreamworks like stuff in it. Kung Fu Panda 2 though, it's a very good movie.
It's not bad by any means. The first one focuses on more of the physical body, whereas the second one focuses more on mental. We'll get to the third one. I'll explain that one later, but it kind of fits into a third aspect of it. And I think it's really good how they incorporated that. But we get a knockoff from Shrek, Puss in Boots. I didn't even know this existed.
It is an awful movie. Humpty Dumpty is the main villain.
Humpty Dumpty?
No! He's the main villain!
Humpty Dumpty? What? How is Humpty Dumpty a villain?
Oh my god, it's so awful. I saw this one in one of those shitty, like... I guess they're not shitty, they're classic one-room movie theaters. I saw it in there, and oh my fucking god, was it the longest movie I've ever seen. It was so bad.
I'm gonna stick it in E tier for that reason.
E tier.
Yeah. Never seen it. But,
just for the memes, give it a watch.
Oh, alright, Madagascar 3, and this one kind of flips the script on the second one. Like, the beginning was really good. After like a third of the way through the movie, absolute garbage.
I think the whole movie was pretty bad.
The beginning was good. After they left Cairo, that's when it got really bad. The beginning chase scene, that's really good. The casino scene, that's really good. Getting there, everything, that was really good. Very funny. Stuck with the direction that they were going in the first two movies. And then it just collapsed after that, and it was really bad.
Okay, so I kind of alluded to this earlier. One of the big reasons why I don't like this movie is because it focuses on animals that can talk and walk on their hind legs. And usually they have to be in the same environment, because if they're not, it's just not the same movie, and it can be really bad sometimes. And this whole movie, they just went around and were just going all over the place, and the new characters they introduced were terrible.
Oh yeah, they were garbage.
Was terrible. The seal was really freaking annoying and awful as well. The only good character in that movie that I could really say was Earth. Like, the whole movie was the tiger guy. He had a really good story, and he had a whole good personality and all that, but the movie was pretty bad. I'd put it at a C or a D.
I'm gonna put it at a D, and here's why. This movie had one main trademark, and is one of the most annoying trademarks ever. Do I even have to try and repeat it?
I don't know what the fuck it... Oh.
Yes.
I know what you mean.
God, I hated that so... I hated that so much. I hated that so much. I actually have a video game, Madagascar 3.
Nice.
Not a great game. Better than the movie, but not a great game. So what's the next one on our list here? Oh, Rise of the Guardians. I think this... You think it's S tier?
I do.
I think so too. I think it's an underrated movie, actually. I really enjoyed it. I think it had a good plot.
And I watched it very recently.
It's like Endgame, but not Endgame.
Right. It was, because it was Santa fucking the Easter Bunny. Whoa. It wasn't Santa fucking the Easter Bunny. It was Santa and the Easter Bunny and the Fairy and the Sandman and Jack Frost. It was a really good movie.
It was a really good movie. I really enjoyed it.
The main villain, the Boogeyman. Ooh, buddy, that was a good villain.
That was a good villain.
Took him out, man, absolutely incredible.
All right. So I'm surprised this movie's getting a sequel. This next one. It's the Croods.
Oh, fuck no, dude. The first one was actually really good.
Yeah, it's getting a sequel, though. It's not out yet, but it's getting one.
I think the first one is probably A or B tier, though.
I'll give it B. I didn't mind it, but not my most favorite. Definitely isn't on the same level as Madagascar or B-Movie or Kung Fu Panda 2, which are all in A tier right now. So I definitely have to give it a B tier.
Yeah.
But I'm shocked it's getting a sequel. I really am.
I can agree with that.
Moving on now. I have fond memories of this movie, but I'm looking back on it. It was a conceptually bad movie. And this is Turbo. I've reviewed Turbo on the channel before.
Buddy.
I've reviewed Turbo on the channel. When I still did movie reviews.
Awful movie.
Maybe it's just because I'm a racing guy. I don't know. That's why I think it's a little more biased towards it. But I watched it back recently. Wasn't that great, actually. Didn't really enjoy it.
I think it's a D tier.
I'd say D as well. Like, the ending with the actual race, that wasn't too bad. But the rest of the movie was pretty bad. Movie. Most of it's very forgettable, except for the ending for me. Shoot, where are we? Oh, fuck. Where do we go? Oh, wait, that's right, because that goes up there. And then that goes there. Okay. So we might jump out of chronological order, because I kind of fucked up the formatting down here. But we're going to go with Mr. Peabody and Sherman. That's the next one we're going to do.
Never seen it. And
I have seen it a few times. I think it's an alright movie. It's not too great. It's not bad. The dog reminds me a lot of Brian Griffin. I don't know why. The two are not alike at all. But it also has been a while. It's also been a while since I've seen this movie. But basically, the dog is a smart dog, and he and his kid go time traveling. But the kid has to go to school. Then he makes a friend. Then he wants to show the time traveling thing to the friend. It's like a girl crush thing in middle school. Then he fucks up the spectrum, and everything comes down, and it's like time worlds colliding and crap. And it's. I think it got a good hit for what they had to work with. So it's probably gonna be a B tier movie in my opinion.
It's all up to you, man. I have never seen it.
You should go watch it. It's definitely worth a watch. Wasn't a horrible movie by any means. Alright, what do we got next? How to Train Your Dragon 2. That's going to be next. Don't remember much from this movie. Have seen it, but I don't remember much from it.
I have seen it as well. I have to be completely honest. Don't remember much from it either. And I think that might bring it down a little bit. But I do remember it being a good movie.
We'll give it C. Or B. We'll give it B. Yeah. B.
Did you say D?
B.
Oh, yeah. Okay,
be generous.
That sounds fair.
We'll be generous.
Again, good story, good characters. The only problem... I remember the bad guy.
Oh, wait, now I'm getting...
The point of that...
Wait, I'm getting kind of back now. Kind of remembering it. Because I kind of mixed the second and the third one up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I did, too. The second one was the one with the, like, elf...
His mom. But meeting his mom again. It was meeting his...
That's the one where he meets his mom and his dad dies. Okay. Yeah, definitely B tier. I got confused with the third one.
Yeah, I got confused with the third one, too.
That one was good.
I really enjoyed the second one, actually. I think it was... I don't know if it was my personal favorite out of the three. But it's definitely up there. Alright, so when we were talking about Madagascar, I completely forgot to mention a group that were so successful they got their own spin-off show and got a movie. The Penguins. Did they deserve their own movie? Yeah.
No.
Yes, they did. Now, did it work? No.
No, they did not deserve their own movie.
I will admit, they carried the back part of the first Madagascar movie. And I will admit, they were great in the second one. I don't remember much from the third one. They did really good in the beginning, and again, the ending I really don't care about. But did they deserve their own movie? No. But again, it focused more on the backstory and stuff than how they met.
That was a terrible backstory.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. I don't know
awful characters.
Where do you want to go with this one?
Probably the same as Shrek the Fourth.
So E?
Yeah.
Alright. No, Shrek the Fourth is in D. So there we go. Put it in D. All right, moving on to one that I think is actually very underrated. It's Home.
Home is a really good movie.
I love this movie.
I have very fond memories of that one.
I love this movie. Yeah, I'm gonna say A. That's a really good movie. Heart-wrenching ending.
The music in that movie is also very incredible.
Yes, very good.
I'm talking about music a lot because I've started watching movies and like listening to the music before I listen to the actual characters, which is kind of weird.
Good movie though. I really enjoyed it. Very underrated. Very, very underrated. But it did have a good soundtrack. It has a very heart-wrenching ending for good and bad reasons. Well, not bad reasons, but like...
We should do a whole separate tier list about the DreamWorks shows.
What?
Did you not hear anything I just said?
I heard, should we do here's what I heard. We should do a whole nother tier list of DreamWorks. What are we doing right now?
We should do a whole nother tier list of DreamWorks shows.
Maybe we could do a tier list of all the knockoff like Christmas and things that they did, because DreamWorks did a lot. Pixar did a few, but DreamWorks did a lot.
We could do all of the holiday ones and the shows in one go.
Yeah, probably could. But that's not why we're here.
Shows.
That's not why we're here. We are here to talk about Kung Fu Panda 3. What? What?
I said you sound like Technoblade.
Technoblade. No, we're here to talk about Kung Fu Panda 3 and where should that go on the tier list.
Right up there with Kung Fu Panda 2.
A tier. This one was more focusing on the spiritual aspect, and I think
Oogway made a return.
Yeah, but Oogway didn't even put up a fight. That was so depressing. He didn't even put up a fight. He just got wrapped up in a chain and died.
That makes it so much worse when you put it like that. He just died. He was just there.
He just gave up. And he was just like, you're not going to win the battle. He just gave up. He didn't even try.
Man, music's incredible. The story arc is good. Jack Black as Poe, very good. This one was really good because Poe went back and found like his people. And like, the normal movie, like Disney or Pixar movie, would have been like, oh yeah, family, woo! But Poe was acting like not his family, especially his dad. They got into a couple arguments with both of his dads, actually. And, there was a whole subplot based around that conflict between the two dads. I think it was a really good movie, though.
It was a good movie. All three Kung Fu Pandas were really good movies.
Right.
Let's move on to one that I'm not too fond of, and I don't think you are either. This is Trolls.
No, I'm not very fond of the movie. But, it wasn't a bad movie, though. I think we should put it in a C tier.
It wasn't bad, but it's like... No, I didn't really like it.
I'm not a big fan of singing movies, and this one was, like, all about, like, and friendship. It felt more like a Disney movie, like a straight-up, like, fan service Disney movie. But, of course, fan service for Disney means, like, movies made for 5- and 6-year-olds to, like, fucking 10-year-old, 12-year-old. With the occasional fucking adult that's into Disney movies. I'm not shaming you. You're allowed to do that. There are some good Disney movies out there.
Oh, yeah, for sure. So we won't waste our breath on that one. So we got 5 left, and I think I've seen all 5. No, I haven't seen the last 2. Moving on, though. Boss Baby. I haven't seen Boss Baby in a while. Have seen it, though, many times.
It's alright. I think it's a B.
Good character development.
Yeah, I can
We'll
agree
say
with
that.
It too got its own show.
I don't know. I can just connect this to, like, Stewie Griffin and that kind of character development. If Chris was smart.
Yeah. Double issue.
Okay, anyway. Moving on. This I actually didn't see this movie yet, and I feel like that's kind of a travesty. This is the Captain Underpants movie.
Okay, so again, it feels more like Trolls, as more fan service for like little kids. I have seen it a couple times because my sister really likes God damn it, Captain Underpants shows and the show, the movie, and the books.
I've read the books. I haven't seen the shows or the movies.
It's a C tier for me. I think it definitely had its good moments, but it felt mostly fan servicey.
Yeah, I heard it tanked at the box office. Reading up on it, but I really wanted to see it, but I probably won't get around to it now for a while at least. But we'll see. I
actually have it, like the actual copy. So I have a bunch of movies where I have the actual copy. So if you need to borrow them, I could drop them off at your house.
Okay. Well, moving on to How to Train Your Dragon 3, and did I see that? I probably did see this once.
I did. It's the one with the fucking really white guy with the white hair, and he's like trying to kill all of the Night Furies.
Well, it's like the girl and it's like the girl meets the guy, and so then the dragons meet too, sort of thing, as well, because they're teaming up to like stop this guy who's trying to kill them all or something.
Right. So I have a couple bad feelings about this movie. One of them is straight up the Light Fury, which is the female version of the Night Fury. That's a pretty crappy design for a character. Like making a whole new dragon for something that's kind of awful. They could have just had another Night Fury and it would have been fine. But instead they had to crossbreed two different types of dragons, which is weird. And it was really awkward for a lot of the movie too. Like, the whole main plot was them trying to find a new home, trying to find this place with all the dragons to live. But again, the ending was great. Looking at adult Hiccup, Astrid, and their kids. It was a really, really sweet ending and nice. Good feel goods.
I don't think it was a bad movie.
No.
It was B, because it wasn't as strong as the other. It wasn't as strong as the first one for sure. I don't know about the second one. The second one, I think it was not as strong either, but it's definitely not down there in C tier for sure.
No.
All right, what do we got? What are these two? Oh, Abominable is the next one. I haven't seen this one. The last two came out this year. So I haven't seen them.
I have not seen Abominable.
And then the last one, which they hyped up a bunch. Oh, grabbed the wrong one. The last one they hyped up a bunch when COVID hit, because it was streaming on Disney Plus, or it was streaming online. You could watch it, not go to the theaters. Trolls World Tour. It wasn't
Disney Plus, because these are fucking DreamWorks movies, Tyler.
Same thing, whatever. Doesn't matter. They were streaming the movie. It was a huge advertisement campaign.
Is it Trolls 2?
Trolls World Tour.
Terrible movie. Did never see it.
Well, never seen it. Then we gotta give it an F ranking. Take that, Trolls fans.
Fuck right, you guys.
Let's give a final count here before my arm falls off. 7S, 7A, 5B. Yeah, that's it. 5C, 6D, 4E, and 4F. So a pretty good balance.
Not a DreamWorks movie?
It is not.
Oh, god damn. I always thought it was.
But yeah, there you go. Pretty good spread out there compared to the not DreamWorks, Pixar, which was a lot more favored towards the top. These also had a lot more movies. We got one more of these to do, but we're not doing it tonight because I didn't make it yet because I'm lazy and I'm busy.
It's massive.
It's going to be a big one, I think. Probably bigger. I don't know if it's going to be bigger than DreamWorks. It's going to be around the same size as DreamWorks, maybe, if not bigger. It's going to be a...
They had a lot more gaps between movies than DreamWorks did.
What did?
Disney.
Yeah, true.
Also, should we put the live action ones in there as well?
I'll explain it later, okay? We're not supposed to spoil it. Not supposed to spoil it.
Warning. Ooh, spoiler warning.
A spoiler alert. Spoiler alert.
Subscribe to see the Disney list.
Alright, anyway, guys, that's it for this tier.